Hello there everyone, I hope you're all keeping well. Starting on Tuesday, April 28th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to have a brand new limited time mode coming into Apex Legends, which will cycle every couple of days through different variations of the same mode. This is going to be the fabled and long-awaited mode where everyone is going to start with armor and a gun. For the entirety of this event between April 28th and May 9th, you're going to be spawning with a P2020 with no attachments. No word on exactly how much ammo you'll have with it, but you'll at least be spawning with a gun, which is going to be a godsend for a lot of players, and will answer a lot of pleas and cries that have been seen on Twitter for well over a year now. From April 28th until May 2nd, every player will have white armor. There will be no other armors that spawn on the map. You only start with white armor, and you will have white armor all the way through the end of the game. I would assume that you can still swap white armors on enemies' death boxes to get your armor swaps mid-fight, however, you can never upgrade past white armor. Starting on May 2nd and running through May 6th, everything will instead be blue armor, and then on May 6th through May 9th, it'll all be purple armor. So your early game fights are going to be vastly different, where everyone is guaranteed 200 HP, and then end game, everyone is still guaranteed 200 HP. It'll dramatically change the way we play the game, and it sounds interesting. The most important one, though, the thing that I think everyone who is asking for this limited time mode is really waiting for, is going to be the final and fourth phase of this limited time mode, running from May 9th until May 12th. This is Evo Armor only. So spawn with a level 1 Evo, 25 shields and 100 health, and work your way all the way up to level 4 Evo with 125 armor. That is probably the way a lot of pros and people who probably no longer play this game have been wanting to play it a good 6 to 9 months ago, but it's something. Rather late than never, I suppose. Hopefully it turns out to be really fun. I'm looking forward to it, particularly the Evo mode. The other three sound whatever to me, but the Evo Armor one specifically sounds great. Next up, we have a little bit of news about Season 5's release date, which has unfortunately been pushed back by 1 week. It is now coming out on May 12th. I can only assume the reason for this has been the gigantic work-from-home shift that has been happening on a global scale thanks to human malware, so I'm really happy to hear that despite everything, it's only a 1 week delay. That's not even a big deal, totally understandable, and probably deserving of some praise that Respawn was able to completely retool and refactor the way that they work on the game, from all being together in the studio to collaborating remotely from home, and it only set us back 7 days, that's it? That's nothing. Excellent work by Respawn, totally fine with this change, and I hope that the update is better for it. And that's not even to consider the console certification process, which happens for all patches, which can significantly delay updates hitting on consoles, which of course will then delay PC, so that way everyone can be a parity. You can look at other games like Warframe as an example of ones that do not keep their PC versus console parity, and you see the huge differences between when a PC update hits versus when a console one hits. That is due in part, not in whole, but in significant part due to the console cert process. So human malware is also affecting that, I would assume, and again, 1 week of delay only is not bad. It's in fact very, very good, so hats off to everyone involved. Next up, we have some news about the Apex Legends Ranked Series 4. Now, the article that this comes from has been pulled from the EA website, so I am looking at an archived version on a third-party website, so please take this with a grain of salt. Anything that I talk about from this section is subject to change, but the short version of this article, without reading the whole thing to you, is that ranked splits will continue as they currently are. So you're going to have about 6 weeks, and then there's going to be a map switch to a second map for the second half of the season, with a soft RP reset at that halfway point. That all has been working really well according to Respawn's metrics, and they don't plan on changing it pretty much at all. There's a bit of a section in here as well about loss forgiveness, which I'm not going to get into too much. As far as I can tell, they're not really changing anything. They're just detailing in more detail exactly how it works and the system behind it. So I will leave the interpretation of that to you once the article is fully published, because this is not something that in my ranked play I really ever have to deal with. Now, there is some actually cool piece of news, is that there is a Reconnect feature potentially coming with Season 4, or rather, I guess, Ranked Season 4. How this is going to work is effectively, if you have something like an internet disconnection, or like, you know, your power comes out, or you get a crash in game, whatever, if you restart the game and the session is still ongoing, you should be able to reload right back into that game and continue where you left off. Now, I don't know if that means that your character is just going to be standing still in the middle of the open for, you know, a couple minutes while you reboot your computer or whatever, or if your character will simply die and turn into a death box, and then when you reconnect, you have to be respawned at a respawn beacon. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like. In this article that is not detailed, and it specifically says you should expect more details in the final patch notes, so we'll have to wait and see, but in some way, shape, or form, we should be seeing a Reconnect feature coming to Apex Legends. I don't know if this is specifically only for Ranked, or if this will be applicable to the entire game, but this isn't an article that's all about the Ranked Series 4, so it might just be a Ranked only thing, but not positive either way. We'll need to wait for the final publication of both this article and the patch notes, which, knowing Respawn, will probably come out at the exact same time as the Season 5 update becomes downloadable, which is very frustrating for me as a creator, but that's probably what it's going to be, so expect updates then. Anyways, that'll just about do it for our news update for Apex today. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the really stupid Mirage clips that I've been spamming at you throughout this entire video. Thank you for being here, and I will see you again sometime very soon. Take care.